What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps today over here in the district, across the street from LCA. I ain't been to no Pistons games this season just yet, or any Wings games, but I'm gonna make my way there, man. You guys know I'm a sucker for Detroit sports, so I'm gonna have to get in there. I almost went when the Lakers came to town, because you don't know if this is Bron's last season or not. It's probably not gonna be, but it just is like he running out of times that he coming here to Detroit, because we only play the Lakers twice a season since they in the Western Conference, one here and one in LA, and I'm not going there to watch them in LA, so I have to make something happen when they come here. But shout out to you guys, my subs. Thank you for joining along on the ride to 5,000. It's going slow and steady, but like Kai Sinat said, some motion is better than none at all. So even if it's slow, you still making some progress, and I'm grateful for that. So though that's the goal by the end of the year, I'm not gonna trip if we don't meet it, because I'm honestly just grateful that y'all are here. The more the better, obviously. But for those of you that are here, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so appreciative. So I'm not going to even sit up here and be like, oh, just more. Ha 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 ha. No. I'm grateful for you guys that are here with me already. But let's talk about Ice Spice, man. What's going on with her? She seemingly is falling off. Like her career is seemingly, I don't want to say is over, but it does seem like it's on the decline quite a bit. Her album came out and went double aluminum. She was getting a bit of stream action. People was streaming her stuff, but I see now that stream sales don't necessarily equal album sales, because if someone's already paying for a subscription stream service, they have access to your stuff if it's on there already. So it ain't nothing for them to just search your song real quick, click on it, and listen to it. But are they actually gonna go out and drop money on your album? In the case of her, it don't look like it. Ice Spice, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I don't really listen to her music. I don't really like female rappers. I grew up in a generation where we had Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown, and even though they, were a bit risque with their lyrics, they was still cold. Like, them sisters could rap. They were skilled. Nowadays, the female rappers, I just don't know about them, man. To me, they're not very talented. They're not very skilled. They basically trade on their looks. They talk about very unflattering things, just the vulgarity in their lyrics. I just don't find to be interesting at all. I don't find it to be very ladylike, not appealing. They're just a bit of a turnoff. Now, it doesn't mean that the sisters aren't attractive, but the way they moving and stuff to me is very unattractive. And Ice Spice is no different. This is some information that I came into. She talks a bit, I don't know how much, but it seems to be enough for people to rank it. There was a article, I think it was in Complex or whatever, where they were ranking the moments where she talks about bowel movements. I mean, what in the world? What bowel movements? That's just really weird to me, man. So I don't know about this, but that sort of stuff may get you like shock value and people kind of buzzing, talking about you. And there is some use for that. You can monetize that. So shock value and a bit of drama and stuff can get you exposure. But it's not translating for her into success with her career. And I don't know who's been advising her, but whoever's been advising her apparently thought that this would, and it just really hasn't played out that way. Her biggest assets have been her looks. You know, obviously she's an attractive sister, and she did have a unique look. You know, light skin. She, you know, had the curly do that she was doing. You know, this was very unique to her. And you know, she had a bit of a booty, which, you know, in hip hop culture, that's very accepted, very sought after, to where you got women paying to have their derriere enhanced. So there's that. But lately she's lost a bit of weight. If I had to estimate, she probably lost a good 20-25 pounds, because she wasn't very big to begin with. So losing 20 pounds off of her frame would have a noticeable difference. You know, people were kind of roasting her, laughing at her, saying, you know, she was twerking and there was nothing there. What exactly was she twerking? You know, she did some concert recently where she was, you know, wearing a little, I thought I heard a little dog, but I don't see anything. People out here walk their little dogs every day, so it's not unusual to hear a little dog bark, but it is unusual to hear one and not see it. But I digress. People were, they were laughing at her, saying that she was twerking, but what was she twerking? There was nothing there. And people talking about the ice is melted and whatnot. You know, listen, there's been accusations of her taking Ozempic. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, she's young enough and was small enough to where losing a little bit of weight really wouldn't have been that difficult for her to do. And she's posted videos of her being in the gym, getting it in. So I don't know. I'm not quite sold on her. I mean, there's definitely others that have, and it's pretty believable. And I'm not quite sold on her taking it though. But me personally, I really don't have a problem with the slimmer, more athletic look that she's doing. I actually like it, you know, but perhaps I'm biased, because you guys know how I feel about health and fitness, about getting out here, getting them steps in, about being in the gym daily, you know, enhancing your physique as best you possibly can. I'm not a person who promotes shortcuts like getting on gear or even taking Ozempic. I'm not a person who talks about shortcuts and like just get the work in. Now, you have some people that are older that they need to get testosterone. I don't consider that taking a shortcut or even being on gear. If you're an older guy, like let's say you're 50, your testosterone levels are likely in the toilet. So those shots are going to help you immensely. And it's usually to kind of get your test levels to roughly where they were in their 30s. And test is necessary for men, especially when it comes to being healthy. Test is very necessary. So I exclude older guys who testosterone is on the decline. I exclude them from the list of people who are cheating or taking shortcuts, because if you're just taking tests, you're not cheating. When that's your situation, all right, you're not cheating, and you're not taking a shortcut, because regardless of the fact that you're getting test injections, if you don't get your testosterone fueled self in that gym and pump some iron, you're not going to see any gains from it. You're just going to be a guy who's getting tests. Because I've seen dudes get tests who don't work out, and it just basically increases their libido. You know, so test itself is not gonna get you jacked. Across the street here. Well, let's get back to Ice Spice. I really don't see the issue with her losing weight. I really like the athletic version of herself that, you know, she's out there promoting, but I'm not her target audience, so it really doesn't matter whether I like it or not. Her target audience, you know, that younger hip hop, you know, crowd that be talking about putting a cup on a chick booty and all that sort of stuff. It's their views and opinions that matter. And honestly, the women who listen to her stuff, even they taking shots at her too. So I don't know. I fear that she might pop out with a BBL, man, because she clearly wants that slimmer frame, that more athletic look. But with people roasting her booty, talking about some she ain't got one now and stuff, that might kind of twist her arm. She might fall under the pressure and bounce out here with a BBL. I hope that don't end up being the case, but that's the world that we live in now, really, man, is that people, they fall under the sway of popular trends. I'm just glad that I'm largely not affected by that. I used to be once upon a time, but I kind of grew out of it. I stopped caring so much about what people had to say or what people think. Because we suffer from the spotlight effect. We tend to think that people are watching us when they're not. Nobody's paying you any mind. So do you. Don't worry about trying to fit in and stuff, because no one's checking for you anyway. That's all I got to say, though, for now about the whole Ice Spice situation. She done lost a bit of weight. I ain't gonna say a bunch, but for her size, it was a bit of weight. You know, that booty that she was, you know, kind of famous for having is, you know, flattened a little bit. It's not totally flat, but it's flattened a little bit. And people just over exaggerate. They just make it seem like she just some flat booty, you know, chick with nothing back there. I mean, it's been reduced. As for up top, she was never really, you know, that big up there anyway, up top. So I guess that really doesn't matter. But I think that's why people like her rump so much, because she had that, as they call it, a pear shape, where it's smaller up top but big in the bottom. And now her shape has changed by her reducing her weight. So we'll see, man. But I'm more worried about the career aspect than her physical aspect, because it's like her music is not working out for her. You know, it's a lot being talked about that booty is gone, but not a whole lot is being said about the fact that her music career right now is really looking like it's in a nosedive, and she's not going to be around too much longer. I could be wrong. I would like to be wrong, because I always, you know, music seems like something that she really loves doing, even though, in my opinion, she's not particularly that skilled at it. I don't want to say talented, because that sounds really mean, but to me, she's really not that skilled at it. But I'm gauging her based on the female talent that I grew up seeing. You know, I understand that the game is different. It's not the same. But, you know, people say don't judge different eras of basketball. I don't know if that could be said for when it comes to music or not. Don't judge different eras, but we're gonna do that anyway, because that's what people do. We love to compare stuff. So that's why I'm comparing her to, you know, women of previous hip hop, you know, lore. And it's kind of looking like things are at the end for her. As I said, I think she is doing her dream, living her dream, and I want that to last for her for as long as it can. So I would like to be wrong about this, because I don't be wanting to root against nobody, but it's looking grim for her. It's looking grim for the sister. Let me know what y'all think in them comments, man. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.